All right, this morning we are continuing our coverage of two wildfires that are burning right now near the north rim of the Grand Canyon. You see them right here on this map.
The North Rim, sorry, I'm looking down at something. The North Rim, though, the Grand Canyon, closed for the remainder of the season. And the Dragon Bravo fire destroyed dozens of structures. I mean, they're thinking anywhere from 50 to 80 possibly, including the iconic Grand Canyon Lodge. And right now, the flames are just 0% contained. And then to think about the monsoon moisture that's coming and the winds that come with it, we'll see what happens.
And lightning,
there.
too.
Exactly. So in just a couple of minutes, we're going to check in with meteorologist Ginger Jeffries specifically on what the firefighting conditions are.
But first, we want to check in with 12 News journalist Troy Lynch, who is live in the newsroom with more on these fires that are burning right now. Want to talk about one of the biggest ones, Troy, which is the Dragon Bravo fire. 5,700 acres here, and you would think a lot of it is closed, but there are some spots that are open.
Yeah, believe it or not, on the South Rim, there are some spots that are open. However, it is to a limited capacity right now. But I do want to talk a little bit about some of the Arizona high-ranking officials. They have been criticizing the handling of this fire and why it wasn't immediately extinguished and rather contained. But yes, Governor Katie Hobbs and then U.S. Senators Ruben Gallego and Mark Kelly, they're criticizing the the Department of Interior, who handles the National Park Service, and also the federal wildland firefighters, and they want a full investigation into what exactly happened for them. So 12 News actually received a statement from the National Park Service earlier this morning responding to the criticism, saying the National Park Service and our interagency partners actively fought the Dragon Bravo fire, employing tactics that met the suppression objectives and mitigated risk. Firefighters had constructed containment lines and were prepared to conduct a defensive firing operation before conditions rapidly changed. We've lost buildings, but hundreds of lives were saved due to the fact that this fire was expertly handled. Now, NPS went on to blame the rapid spread of the fire on the unexpected shifting wind gusts and continued by saying structures can be rebuilt, but the safety of the public and firefighters comes first. Officials say over 70 structures have been burnt down, including what we've already mentioned, the Grand Canyon Lodge that has been around for nearly 100 years. But yesterday, 12 News spoke with Kurt Davis, who was a natural resources policy advisor under Republican Governor Fife Symington and a former wildland firefighter, and he believes the situation should have been handled a whole lot better.
I don't know how you look back and say the right decisions were made. Not managing a lightning strike fire near an irreplaceable asset like the lodge at the North Rim, to me, was just a tragic mistake.
So the North Rim may be closed for the rest of the season. However, the South Rim, like we mentioned, still open, where hikers are still able to go to part of the way into the canyon. Now, some of the popular trails that are closed until further notice are both the North and South Kaibab Trail, the Bright Angel Trail, Phantom Ranch, and the Bright Angel Trail that's below Havasupai Gardens. Now, the fires will likely impact tourism to the Grand Canyon because according to the National Park Service, the Grand Canyon contributed $768 million to the local economy. That was back in 2023, supporting more than 10,000 local jobs. But thankfully, nobody has died or been injured by these fires, despite how large they have become. Now, this isn't the first time the Grand Canyon Lodge has burnt down. It opened back in 1928, but then in 1932, due to a kitchen fire, burnt to the ground, and then it reopened 5 years later. But we're live here in the newsroom. Troy Lynch, 12 News, Today in AZ.
All right, Troy, thank you so much. So just 35 miles away, if you can believe it, so north of what the fire that Troy was talking about, we've got the White Sage fire. That continues to grow. It's near Jacob Lake. This fire also sparked by lightning. It's burned more than 49,000 acres. We are waiting for more updates on that. It remains uncontained. Mandatory evacuations are still in effect. And like we mentioned, the North Rim of Grand Canyon National Park has closed for the rest of the season. Fire officials say it could be days before they gain the upper hand on both of these fires.